Learning that your sister's your mom. Now, we know that there's a lot going on, and a lot of families have secrets. Some have a little more shocking than others, but can you share a secret that your family had and has since been revealed or not? Well, what if you found out that your biological mother was actually the woman you grew up knowing as your aunt? Well, this actually happens more than we think, and not just in the movies, where someone's bio mom is actually their aunt or even their older sister. Well, if you've ever seen the 2011 movie Jump in the Broom with Paula Patton, Laz Alonso, Angela Bassett, and Valerie Pettiford, Paula's character is marrying Laz's character, and days leading up, we learn that Paula's mom in the film, played by Angela, is actually her aunt, played by Valerie. Elsewhere, a man on TikTok named AJ has created his own series on how he discovered that his estranged older sister was actually his biological mother. Now, AJ said he's originally from Canada, and while pulling paperwork to officially migrate to America, Donald Trump ain't gonna let that happen. The immigration office found inconsistencies with details from his Canadian birth certificate, and he soon learned that his documented birth mother was not the woman who raised him, but another woman he'd known for 34 years, his older sister. Take a look.
You know that not just me, but my younger brother and my older sister, we are all kids of who we thought was our older sister. We are all 1 year apart. I'm 34, my younger brother is 33, and my younger sister is 35. I called my mom who raised me. I confronted her and asked her, I said, why didn't you tell me? I had tears running down my face, and I said, Mom, you are not my mom, biologically. And that's when she started crying. She closed her door and she's like, I never lied to you. Never lying and never telling the truth are the same thing. They are the same thing. Is it true that my older sister is my mother? She said yes. And I asked about my sister and my brother. She confirmed it. We are all kids of our older sister. That's when I started freaking out. I said, Mom, I need to know right now. When I called that birth certificate place and I put those information in, they never questioned my birth father. They never questioned it. And that's when she told me that they don't know my father. There was no birth father listed. And I asked about my brother. I'm like, do you know his dad? She said no. I asked about my sister. Do you know her dad? She said, I don't know. All this did was open up more questions. I hate being lied to. I hate secrets. I kept this all to myself for a few days. My birth certificate arrived. My mother listed on there is my older sister. My birth father, not listed. There is no name. I have more questions than answers. I'm still being lied to.
I do not have a relationship with my biological mother. All the comments telling me, go reach out to her, ask who your biological father is. I haven't talked to my sister, my birth mother, in years. She's a pathological liar. She's been mean to me, mean to my parents, mean to everybody. She was in and out of the court system, had a lot of problems with legality and everything like that. So the fact that I would take her word is very slim. Maybe I will eventually reach out to her, but right now, I do not believe that she would give me the answer I want.
First of all, to AJ, you need to seek therapy. I don't think going to TikTok and telling a bunch of strangers about your mama's sister is the thing to do. What?
Mama sister, I love it.
I'm serious. Yeah. Like mama aunt, mama sister, grandma mama. Like I don't think that you should come to TikTok and set up your little phone stand and light and tell us all of your business. Like I understand that it's probably traumatizing, but I think what's happening is people are trying to follow that business model of that girl who did the whole 20,000 story thing and got a deal out of it. That's not going to be everybody's story, because guess what, AJ? In the Black community, we all got mama aunties. We all got grandma mamas. We all got sister mamas. I thought I was reporting on something that's new. This is something that my community has known for decades. My grandmother had, there were auntie mamas in my grandma's house for years. So this is probably something new to you and shocking because, you know, the fragility of experiences in some communities are just really deafening. Clearly your mother's a pathological liar because she's your mama's sister. Like all those years you thought she was taking your sister to hook up with the homies. You was passing your mama around, potentially. I just say allegedly.
Allegedly.
So I don't want to make light of a traumatic situation, but AJ, we got to find some humor in the lunacy that you're going through up there in Canada. Matter of fact, We don't want you coming to the United States because that right. Just leave those psychological traumatic experiences up there in Canada, and you and Drake just join a local counseling group where you can share in all of the trauma that's been caused by people who've harmed you. What's up, Kendrick? Anyway, yeah, I don't know. How would you react to finding out that that Regina, your mother, is your sister?
It would be shocking. So I understand his frustration, but I think at the same time he should be thanking Grandma Mama, because Grandma Mama obviously saved him from trauma and drama with Mama's sister, because Mama's sister is in and out of, I don't know if she's on drugs or what she got 3 different baby daddies that nobody knows where they are, who they are.
But his sister is his mom.
His oldest sister is his mom, but he also has another sister and another brother who are the children of his oldest sister, but they don't know who the daddy is for any of them. So they all have different dads, but they're all they're all siblings via their sister.
His sister's his mama.
His oldest sister.
Okay.
And then he has another sister who's 35.
But who did he think was his mama?
His grandmother. So he should be thanking grandma
mama and his sister mama. Y'all all a mess. Y'all done ruined this poor boy's life.
Yeah, but he should be thanking Grandma Mama because she saved him from a life of pain with Mama's sister.
Mama's sister is a descendant of Grandma Mama, and that's the reason why there's so many problems, because they both fucked up. They both are. You lied to this boy. This boy, imagine growing up your whole life and you don't really know. Maybe this is made for Netflix or Tubi at best.
Tubi.
Well, either way, what if you found out that another family member was your actual mom or dad, like your grandpa being your dad? Both of my parents are deceased, and all my issues related to my parents are dead too. Like, I don't have no issue with my mom, my dad. They all had their own stuff. I do appreciate growing up knowing who my parents were. I just didn't know where they were. But if you grew up, if you found out now that your parents were not your parents, would you care? Like, do you love your parents enough to care that that you want them? Yeah,
like they're my parents. They raised me.
But do you want them?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Like my parents are my parents. Like even if they weren't my biological parents, which they are, they took on that job and raised me until the point where they didn't have to.
But if you found out like you were adopted, would you be mad?
No, I think at this point in my life, because I'm just settled in who I am as a person. If maybe 10 years ago I'd have been like, what the. But now I'm like,
Rob,
whatever.
I think you would be mad. You would turn it into a script. You would try to make it a whole thing. You would be AJ on TikTok telling everybody about how Regina had you out there sharing the Bible with the people and all that.
Maybe, because then I would just sell it to bring it to my agents. Like, can we turn this into a Netflix deal? But like personally, I don't think I would be upset.
I saw this couple recently. There was a girl and a guy, and they were holding their baby, and they were talking about how much they loved their kid, and found out that they were brother and sister, and they had a baby together, and that they were still in love. Let me tell you, once you find out you fucking your sister, you need to stop. Like, yes, right?
Stop, because the babies are gonna come out deformed. Just stop. No babies with the siblings. Let's not do it.
First,
they will. You're not supposed to procreate that close. Like, then you start getting issues.
Why do you have
health
to
issues.
bring out the kids' deformities?
Because that's what.
How about it's just not right?
Well, I mean, it's not right.
Okay, true story. So my father had his wife, and then he had several kids with several different women out of wedlock. My brother Christopher told me that when he was in high school, my dad called him one day and said, I need to meet with you. He went up to the school and said, I got to introduce you to your sister so you don't fuck them. And that's how he met our sisters, Belinda and Felicia. Felicia doesn't like when I do that. Felicia. Bye, Felicia. Is that crazy?
That is insane. But at least he was proactive enough to be like, don't sleep with these girls at school, because
he didn't catch them on the first day. My sister and brothers didn't sleep together. But no, I think that, kids should know who their family members are. They should know who their mom and dad is. But there are some parents, when you grow up, your parents don't want you to know who they are because maybe they're struggling, and they want you to know you had a mom and a dad in place. I know some of you who've had the luxury of having your parents your whole life think that you're walking around in a privileged world. Well, maybe one day you'll find out that it's your uncle, that's your daddy uncle, or that's your daddy grandpa. You know what I mean? Or maybe it's your cousin brother. You don't know. Oh, I'll tell you another story. True story. In Stockton, where I'm the vice mayor, there's a guy whose first and last name is the exact same as his brother's. He had 2 kids by a woman, then the brother ended up having a kid or 2 by the woman. Now the kids are cousin, sister, brothers.
What?
Right. Is that crazy?
That's crazy.
So the brothers whose names are exactly the same had kids by the same woman, and now their kids are cousin brothers.
Oh my God, there's more people out there. Why do? Oh God, they just couldn't find a different person.
Well, they obviously, with the homeless rate being what it is, they could have went out there and found somebody.
Oh God, that's awful. That's awful. Well, I actually had this conversation too with with some family members. My family is really close knit, but like as distant cousins started, like we kind of don't keep in touch as much anymore. But I'm like, y'all need to introduce your kids to your cousins' kids because they might be in the street one day squabbling, and then they end up shooting their cousin or beating their cousin up. I'm like, y'all make sure they know who each other are. Like it's important. You could be sleeping with the cousin.
Well, I have
beat up
lots
a
of
cousin.
cousins that I don't even know, but I don't even talk to some of the cousins that I do know. And it's not for anything other than my family is so huge and I'm so busy and they're busy that we really don't get together. But that's why family reunion is important.
Yes.
But then again, a family reunion, here you got to be mentally prepared for all the bullshit that come with it. I can't tell you the last time I've been at a family reunion. Well, either way, AJ, I'm sorry that you're going through that. I'm sorry that your mama, cousin, uncle, brother, sister, grandpa, and your whole little family org chart has been disrupted by this news. Hopefully you can update your birth certificate and find a way to make it all make sense. And you need to find forgiveness because you seem very angry. And I get it that it's probably a certain level of betrayal that you're feeling, but you got to learn how to let go. Because ultimately, those are still your mama, cousin, uncle, brothers, or sisters, grandmas. Good luck, AJ.